Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. It's time for the Moist Meter Talent Show. I can play the intro to the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift song Teriyaki Boys on my coconut instrument. Ready? Among my musical talent, I am also an elite moisture content analyst, and today on the chopping block is Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Now, the first Kingsman is one of my favorite movies ever created. I think it's just an absolutely outstanding movie, so I was very excited to see the second one. Now let's pop pussies. Let's talk about the most important part of Kingsman, what people are expecting from The Golden Circle, and that's the over-the-top, outrageous, cartoonishly violent video game-style action that the first one was known for. And I'm happy to say the Kingsman Golden Circle has that. It's the same spirit. Everything that you would expect from a new Kingsman movie is here in terms of action. Everyone remembers the church scene from the first Kingsman. Men still masturbate imagining that scene to this day. Even people who haven't seen the Kingsman movie have seen the church scene. It's a classic scene. Unfortunately, there's nothing really comparable in Kingsman The Golden Circle, but the action is still miles ahead of any other modern action movie where all of them, they're filmed in a way where anytime some action happens, they flush the fucking camera down a toilet. Here, the action is all in your face, you can tell what's going on, and it's super fun to watch. And I don't like comparing the sequels to their predecessors. I like to review movies as kind of a standalone experience. But for Kingsman, I think it's kind of important to at least touch on what the original and second one have in common, because most people seeing the second one are fans of the first. And they want to know, is it kind of like the first? Does it have what made the first one so special? And for the most part, it does in terms of action. The story is lackluster. It's more of the same from the first. It's a save-the-world situation, but with a less interesting villain. Valentine is my favorite villain in all of movies, so you were never going to top him for a sequel, but they did a pretty commendable job with Poppy. But really, she was the only interesting new character aside from Elton John. Elton John fucking killed it in this movie. That's an Oscar-winning performance, really, from Elton John here. But other than those two, everyone else was just super lackluster, especially Channing Tatum. They hyped the shit out of him in the trailers, but in this movie, he doesn't do fucking anything. He's like the Suicide Squad Slipknot, but in Kingsman. Just absolutely useless in all areas. He doesn't even say fuck yeah like he does in the trailer. He doesn't do anything. Neither does Jeff Bridges. Nobody. A lot of this movie just felt like a lot of wasted potential and just laziness all around. They just wrote off some beloved characters in the most underwhelming ways. Oh, what happened to super important Kingsman number 4? I fell down some stairs. What about Turbo Jimmy Neutron Kingsman? I stepped on a landmine. It's just shit like that. Very underwhelming. They could have at least had them go out in an interesting way. It was a letdown there. But one thing that I really, really liked about this movie is fans of the first one are going to get a lot of special treats in the second one here. They pay homage to the first one a lot. Even entire scenes. Like, for instance, the manners maketh the man scene. They play on that expectation in here, and they hype that shit up. In the theater, the whole audience, myself included, started going nuts when that scene started to play. But they kind of toy with you a little bit and change it up, and it's really nice. There's a lot of scenes just like that, and they do a lot of shit like that, and I loved it. I thought it was very self-aware, just great all around. And I don't have a whole lot of complaints other than just story and character issues. The main things that you would want to be great about this movie are great. It's just a lot of little stuff that they didn't do very well. Action was great. It felt a little long. Story dragged on. Characters weren't interesting. But everything else from the first one translated to the second one, and it was very fun to watch. So let's go ahead and pop this bitch into the clipboard that also doubles as a top secret experimental moisture content analyzing device and see what we get. It's a 75%. The movie is great in all areas where you'd want it to be. The action, the style, and the main characters from the first one, especially Harry, they're all super badass, and it's great to watch them do their shit here. It's just, it really drops the Zippo lighter that doubles as a nuclear football in the story and new characters aspects. The new characters aren't really cool, except for Pedro Pascal playing Whiskey. He was really fucking cool, but everyone else just kind of lame and not fleshed out or fun to watch. They don't do anything cool either. But, you know, if you're a fan of the first one, you'll love this one. And I think it is a very good movie in and of its own right. If you haven't seen the first one, you'll probably still like this one for all the action. And yeah, that's it. See ya.